Good morning, or good afternoon, or good night, or wherever you are listening to this video or to this podcast. We ended the year of 2014 with a huge satisfaction because we fulfilled all the technical obligations that the OPM3 Portugal project had. OPM3 Portugal project was a huge research that was done in Portugal, and as far as I know, it's the biggest that has ever been made on organizational project management all over the world. And it consists in the application of the organizational project management maturity model, the OPM3, from Project Management Institute, from PMI, to research that took over. We were supposed to take over 100 organizations, and in the end we finished with 70. And the research itself was very interesting, and we are just finishing as I was saying, we just finished in 2014. In the end of the year we finished the research and all the technical obligations that we had in this project. We finished all the structuring documents and all the respective presentations, and we did the sectorial analysis that we were expecting to do, and we completed and made a final validation phase that we are finishing now. The project itself was founded by entities, by public entities, and so with this presentation in English, we've done several presentations in Portuguese, and we are now finishing the English ones. We are finishing up the project itself. Okay, well, the project charter for this project was written during January and February in 2011, so almost 4 years ago, and we have invested in the project since May 2011, and we had a complete view of the state, and we wanted to have a complete view of the state of maturity of some important sectors of activity in Portugal. Initially, we thought that this could be done by analyzing 100 organizations and their project areas, and we wanted to go after programs, portfolio, and project management, as well as organizational facilitators or enablers, as the OPM3 standard refers to them. In the end, we have a register with 70 cases in the computer system that we use, in the information system that we use from PMI, the PMI product suite, and we did it all through these organizations following the OPM3 standard itself. When we started analyzing these cases, we thought that we could go after projects, programs, and portfolio management, and also after the organizational enablers. In the end, we didn't find any evidence that programs were being managed in a different way than the projects, and so in the end we took out of our scope the program management part of the study, which means that we only did go after, in these 70 organizations, after projects, portfolio, and organizational enablers. I don't know what happens in other parts of the world, because this project was scoped only to Portugal, but the thing is that in Portugal we really didn't find any difference in the way that the processes are established to run programs than those that are established to run projects. This as far as I know, and as far as I've been speaking with many people all over the world about this, and we didn't. So far, I've found one person that will say that programs are being managed in a different way than projects are being managed all over the world. So this is compatible. The decision that we took to take out of the scope the program management part of the OPM3 standard. This is compatible with all the data that we have from other parts of the world. So the big two differences between what we said that we were going to do and what we really did consist in these two. We said that we will go after 100 organizations, and we got only 70. And we said that we were going after projects, programs, portfolio, and organizational enablers, and actually we didn't go after program management. So from a technical perspective, these are the two major differences between what we designed and what we thought it would happen and what we really did. The 70 cases that we can analyze nowadays are really a fantastic number when we compare this to the evolution that we had in the start of the project. It took a long time to analyze all these companies, but if we look from the role, the way that things were happening, we have much more in the end than in the beginning in the early stages of the project. We were doing cases, each case in a very slow fashion way, and in these last months we actually increased exponentially the way that we were doing cases. We cannot we could not go after the 100 cases only because our founding agencies from the country and from the European Union that they are supporting the project did not approve a term extension that we requested. With this term extension, we would have been able to work until March 2015, and with that we will be able to have 100 cases, and we will be able to finish up the project in a good manner. This was not granted, and so we had to make a brutal effort to do as much as possible, even without financing terms since April the 1st, 2014. This means that we have been waiting for this decision to come of this deadline extension that we request in December 2013, and we've been waiting for this decision for many months, and only in September 2014 actually we knew that this decision was negative, and so we could not have funding from April on. It was only possible to finish this project with the full success that it is with the effort and selfless dedication of the team that finished the project that I drove. Especially I want to thank here in this podcast or in this video to Cristina Matias that took over the project's technical management from the beginning of this year and bringing the project a new dynamic and far above than what is normal in a research and development project, and the effort and dedication of Marco Duarte, who was responsible from the early this year for all the technical documents and technical work that we've been doing. And so without the help and the effort and the selfish effort that these people had, it would not be possible to finish the project as well as we are finishing it. And so I want to publicly say thank you to these two great persons and great professionals. From the first moment that we thought about OPM3 Portugal, it only makes sense to make a project like this one that goes after so many organizations and with so much detailed information that we have to have from each organization that is participating, with the help of the universities and the research centers. We, from the beginning, we invited the most reputable and most known Portuguese universities and to be part of this project. And so we had the participation of many other people that were not part of the core team, and also from people that worked for our company for the years before. And actually we had many people working, and in the moment that we had many the highest amount of people, I think we had 27 or 29, and I'm not sure at this point, but wider these numbers. And so 27 or 29 people involved directly in the research. It's a huge effort, and it is a very difficult effort to run. I want to especially say thank you to the participation of two of our research organizations that helped us. The first one is INESC Porto. INESC Porto, they did an amazingly job, and also to Lisbon Innova. They both these organizations, they did all the work that was assigned to them, and they were exceptional in the demand and raising of representative cases that could have a good technical point of view to the demands that the project had. And so these two, INESC Porto and Lisbon Innova, they really were amazing partners that will be we really love the way that they helped the project to go further and to go beyond what we expect in the first interactions. From a poor and only from a research point of view, I have to especially distinguish the Minho University, and especially the production and systems department of this university, because that department originated several different academic achievements, like a master thesis, 3 scientific papers, participation in several conferences and congresses, and the team of the OPM3 Portugal caused inside this department, and the way that researchers and the professors of this department actually helped us to do all our technical background for the project was really amazing, and we have to thank them also very much because of their help to the project. Noteworthy, I will also distinguish INESC Porto, because they also helped us quite a lot in the research part of the project. Their participation opened space for reading several papers and several models and evaluation methodologies that we have been publishing, and that if you are curious, you can see in our website. There were things that went wrong. Some of those by our organizational fault, especially the financial weaknesses that the project had, and because some of our shareholders and some of the managers that we had were not able to fulfill their duties and their functions in the best way possible for the project, and so the commitments of the project were not fulfilled by some of the partners of the organization. So this caused that two of our partners had to fail their work, because they needed to get paid before the work was done, and that was not possible, and so they kind of were not able to proceed on the technical work. they didn't even started working, so because they wanted money up front, and we were not able to do that. There was another partner that gave up after some cases, 2 or 3 or 4, and because we were not able to fulfill our obligations. Of course, the lessons learned that we can take, we note that the promises they make us, these organizations make us, even in writing, sometimes they really didn't also fulfill their part. And so it is very difficult to say nowadays that this fault turns to that fault. But the facts are that we have written data, written emails actually, that say, hey, we will deliver in 3 months, 10 cases, all the work will be done in 3 months, and they even started in those 3 months. And so we can say that we have many faults, but our partners, some of them also have some faults, and this should not be stated without a full acknowledge of the facts. There will always be different versions of this, and so um, people say that research projects are very complex, and this is true. In OPM3 Portugal, we had thought to have 7 to 8 organizational clusters, and we wanted to have the data organized around these clusters, so we can do sector analysis work that we promised to do. We didn't say anywhere that which will be these 7 to 8 clusters, because we really didn't know what we are going to find. And when we did an enlarged meeting with all the researchers that were involved, we agreed that we will work together to get government, multinational companies, information systems, construction, knowledge organizations, knowledge-based organizations, financial institutions, and telecommunications. This was such a strong commitment to these sectors that we actually wrote them when the Project Management Institute asked us to make a short note about what the project was in order to appear in the 3rd edition of OPM3. We actually wrote those sectors as the ones that we would look after in OPM3 Portugal. And those were the ones that were published in the annex to the world standard of OPM3, the 3rd edition, where you can see the sectors that we actually found. The fact, the truth, after the research was getting more data, is that the cases do not allow the clusterization we actually set, and therefore we had to change some of these sectors, and we did it supported by the work done by a master thesis researcher, David Silva, who sought to find a clustering model. And we end up with a little different from the expected that we were thinking in the first place. And so, for instance, we didn't have enough cases to do the banking and construction. And we thought to do tourism, cultural, defenses, municipalities, and municipal companies. And we didn't find those in the early stages of the project. But yeah, so actually we had some cases, and we analyzed them from several different perspectives and with different statistical tools. The way that the cases were not representative of the sector, or because of the number of small cases that we had, insufficient to make a significant analysis and characterization. And after reviewing these preliminary results, we decided not to use these cases, which means that we don't have banking, we don't have construction, we don't have tourism, we don't have cultural organizations, we don't have defense, and we don't have city councils or city councils owned organizations, companies, because actually we didn't have enough cases to make a strong statistical statistical proved data over those, and so we decided not to use them, considering them out of the research process. They are amongst the 70 cases, but did not enter in the final sectorial clusterization. We also we have also decided not to consider the case of a company in the information system area because the individual data was validated too late, and we will have to repeat everything on the information system area to include this company, and so we decided not to include this data from this company in the clusterization process. It will delay something like 3 months the presentation of these results, and so it will be impossible to do it. In the case of business information systems, we still had to deal with another difficulty because the data were very scattered and inconsistent. After validation work, we established that there was a huge difference, a very significant difference between the small-scale information system companies and the large-scale information system companies. This means that we found that there were it was necessary to do different clusterization from the information systems to be able to analyze the ones that had less than 100 employees and the ones that have more than 100 employees. And so we decided to call the ones that have more than 100 scale, 100 employees, we decided to call these companies the large scale information system companies, and the ones that had less than 100 employees, we decided to call them small and medium-sized organizations. We know these numbers are not the ones that we found when you go to other countries, but in Portugal, 100 company is already a company that is large enough to be very well organized from the process perspective, or it should be at least. And so we decided to group these in these areas. So we finished up with seven clusters. Okay, information and large information system organizations with more than 100 people, small scale information system with less than 100 employees, government or public entities, multinational organizations, organizations working in the field of knowledge, and telecommunications organizations and agile information systems. What we did was to consider that each of these sectors is like a virtual company for OPM3. And we create an assessment report and improvement plan of this virtual company. This methodology allows that participating organizations that have participated in the project, it allows them to see how their individual data goes against the sector, against the normal, what is happening in the other organizations, and so it allows the participants to do a benchmarking on their data against the data from the global perspective. This allows these organizations to make these comparisons, and so we believe this to be very useful for the organizations that participate in the project. We also have to think about the way that we will measure these virtual organization, and so we have a way of see what is happening in the individual level against what is happening in the collective level. And so we found this to be the best way of doing it. We promised, and we are delivering, that these results will be for free, public, and detailed reports will be sent to everybody that wanted to have these reports for free, and that's what we are doing today. We think that the work we have done in more than 20 international presentations and more than 70 individual presentations, detailed explanations of the results, and with more than 2,000 individual interviews, it was a really very tight work, and it will be also good to say that the organization and the discipline of this project, with more than 2,500 meetings that were scheduled in various places with various purposes, and the project only failed one meeting that was cancelled because of a problem that we had in one of our researchers, which means that we have 2,499 meetings that were starting on time, on the established time and place, which is amazing from the organizational and from the discipline that the project had. I invite you now to see the details of the results. We begin with a technical context, that it's the second presentation, number 2, and then we explain each of the assessment reports on chapter 3. You can see the detailed reports from 3.1 to 3.7, and then you can see the improvement plans on chapter 4 from 4.1 to 4.7. You can also see the David Silva master thesis presentation on 5.1 video. We also have all the documents on PDFs of the documents, of all the detailed documents, and we invite you to use those and to see the presentations, seeing at the same time the slides that we've produced, and so you can see what is really happening with the presentation and with the things that are happening. And so I hope you guys enjoy these presentations. I hope this work can be of some use in your organization, and I hope to see you in the future with OPM3 and with some development of OPM3 Portugal project that can be either to see some other parts of the world being analyzed with the same process that we follow here, or to see the development of the organizations that participated in this project. Well, I hope this information is helpful, is useful, and I hope to see you again all in the close future. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy yourself hearing this video or hearing this podcast. Have a good day, or a good night, or a good afternoon. Bye bye.